Stephen A. Smith just dropped a bombshell on Valuetainment, and he's not sugarcoating a thing. He straight up said Brittney Griner should be permanently banned from the WNBA if the league doesn't finally deal with the whispers that won't die down.
Brittney Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about.
And this wasn't just a soundbite. Stephen laid it all out like he was reading a case file. He came hard at the league, accusing them of protecting Griner like she's untouchable, even with all those leaked medical rumors flooding social media and TikTok, breaking down every inch of her frame. If the league keeps ducking the truth, he warned, then she shouldn't be allowed to step back on a WNBA court, ever.
Fans in every sport. She described the fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what sport you are. It doesn't matter what sport you pick. So, and then when you, clearly she's not remembering who they let out to get her back.
The Merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death.
And let's be real, this conversation has been bubbling under the surface for a long time. Stephen A. just gave it a megaphone. His first reason? One that fans have been whispering about for years. The physical gap is just too real. If the rumors are even halfway legit, and Brittney was born male, then she's got a physical edge that no other player in the league can touch. Size, strength, reach, stamina.
Who finds Griner for the dunk? And that's what the sellout crowd was waiting for.
Zargon finding Griner! Slam dunk.
Griner comes up with a steal and maybe a little showtime.
It's not a debate anymore. It's visual proof. She blocks shots like she's playing against kids and dunks without even breaking a sweat. Just watch the footage, Stephen said. This ain't a regular highlight. This is domination. And fans are noticing. The comment sections are flooded with, "This ain't fair," and "She shouldn't be here." If one player's size and power are that far above everyone else's, then why even call it a women's league?
16 turnovers is what they average. They are last. BG staying with it. Jump ball is called.
But Stephen didn't stop there. He said this might be way more than just favoritism. He called it out for what it could be, a cover-up. And once you add in safety concerns, it gets serious, like real serious. He pointed to game clips that fans have been reposting for years. Griner bulldozing through defenders, barely catching a foul call. Refs let her play rougher just because she's a star, he said. But when you're that much stronger than your opponents, it's not just about fairness, it's about risk. Someone could seriously get hurt. So now it's not just a debate about who should be allowed to play. It's a conversation about how far the league is willing to go to keep their biggest name on the floor. And if that's really what's happening, Stephen says the WNBA could lose everything, not just fans, but its entire foundation. Because here's the thing, every day they dodge the topic, people lose more trust in the game. More fans are questioning whether they're watching a real sport or just a business move with jerseys. This ain't about hate, one podcast host said. It's about keeping the sport real. That podcast blowing up. People are fed up. When fans start tuning out, everything else crumbles.
This just in, that Kim Kardashian's label Skims is the official underwear label for not only the NBA, but the WNBA and the U.S. basketball.
And honestly,
sponsorships, ratings, even other players' loyalty. Stephen A. made it clear people don't stick around for a game they think is rigged. And that's where the hypocrisy starts stinking. Because other athletes, they've been hit with bans, fines, and suspensions for way less. But with Brittney, it's like she's got full immunity. And the public's not blind. They're watching, they're talking, and they're done staying quiet. Players have been cut over tweets, dropped for drama, and lost entire contracts over testosterone levels. And the league didn't blink. Yet somehow, Brittney Griner walks through it all untouched. Take Angel Reese, for example. She's trending right now because word on the street is she's this close to getting suspended. And what for? Rumors. That's it. Meanwhile, the league's going hard on Reese over whispers, but when it comes to Griner, they're treating her like royalty.
Something important happened before the game. As you know, the collective bargaining agreement is under discussion right now between the league and their players. And before the game, the players came out without their warm-ups on with shirts that said, "Pay us what you owe us."
No suspension after her arrest, no press conference, no public testing, and definitely no word about those leaked medical documents. It's silence. Straight up silence. To fans, that's not protection. It's blatant favoritism. And Griner's quiet act, it's only making it worse. Weeks have passed and she hasn't said a word. No denial, no demand for the league to clear her name, nothing. And that silence, it's making people talk even more. TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, it's the same question everywhere. If there's nothing to hide, why not show proof? The longer she stays quiet, the louder the rumors get. And behind all the noise, something even more dangerous is happening. The money's starting to run. Sponsors don't like scandals. And when her name trends for all the wrong reasons, those brand deals vanish fast. Some are already cutting ties quietly, canceling ads, pausing campaigns, and skipping WNBA promos altogether. That kind of pullback, it's not just a bad look, it's financial destruction. The league can't survive off a few ticket sales and merch drops. When brands like Skims start backing out, people start realizing just how shaky that funding really is. There's even a viral TikTok saying, without celebrity sponsors, this league would have folded already. And if you think it ends with fans and sponsors, think again. Let's talk rules, because other sports don't play about this stuff. The Olympics, FIFA, NCAA, they all have crystal clear policies. Gender verification, testosterone thresholds, legal ID. You don't meet the mark, you don't compete, period. But the WNBA, radio silence. No public standards, no statements, no clarity. Compared to the rest, they look like amateurs protecting a favorite instead of running a real league. And people are noticing. Now even players are fed up. Behind closed doors, some are talking about sitting out if the league doesn't start being real. Especially the veterans. They're not trying to let their legacies get tied to a scandal they didn't create. They've worked too hard to get dragged into something this messy. And here's the real danger. If even one major name decides to stop playing, the floodgates could open fast. Remember when players walked out over pay? This could be way bigger. If people start saying they don't even want to share the court with Griner, the league's stability is toast. But walkouts aren't the only threat. Even if every player stays, the lawyers are already circling. If those leaked documents ever get verified and the WNBA is caught knowingly ignoring them, the lawsuits will come down hard. And it won't just be about Griner. It'll hit the league's leadership, the teams, the sponsors, everyone. And the damage could be permanent. Players could start suing for lost bonuses, stripped titles, or being forced to play in what they're calling an unfair environment. Sponsors might start demanding refunds for broken deals. And even fans, some are already talking about class action lawsuits for being sold a false product. If even a fraction of that hits the courts, the league could get drained fast. No chance to rebuild. And that's before we even talk about the league's only real hope right now, Caitlin Clark. She's the engine behind the WNBA's surge. Ratings are spiking when she plays, brands are lining up, and a whole new generation of fans is tuning in. But every time Griner's name hits the headlines, that spotlight fades, and the damage, it's already showing. Networks want Caitlin to lead the next chapter. Sponsors want her face on the billboards. But insiders are whispering that even she's starting to feel the heat. With this much chaos swirling around the league, people close to her say she's asking a tough question. Is this really worth it? Because if Caitlin walks away, so does the league's future. Plain and simple. And this is where it gets real. This scandal isn't just about Brittney Griner anymore. It's not just one player, one rumor, or one cover-up. It's a threat to all of women's basketball. If the public starts thinking the whole league is tainted, it's over. Fans won't trust the games. New stars won't get a chance to shine. Sponsors will bail. The foundation they've been building for decades gone. That's why the real question now isn't about one person. It's about whether the WNBA can still prove it deserves to exist. Because the longer they protect Griner instead of protecting the sport, the more damage they're doing. And if they keep bending the rules, if they keep covering up scandals just to protect a headline name, every future controversy is gonna hit twice as hard. And once fans believe the league's playing favorites, there's no coming back. And here's the craziest part. Stephen A. Smith is still hinting he's holding back some heavy receipts. If he drops them, it might not just be Brittney Griner facing a ban. The entire WNBA could collapse before the season even ends. If you've been watching this unfold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you on the next one.